Hello, everybody. Hello to the Activate the Tribe Within Q&A and healing session. Yes, I'm Cornelia Constantinescu, and I cannot wait to see where are you at in the process and what's happening, because I know it's challenging and it's revealing, and like Dana said, the other Q&A call is been delicious and easy. I love it. Okay, so let's start by grounding ourselves and allowing whatever is hidden in our subconscious mind to be released and uncovered so we can heal it. Yeah, so take a deep breath in and out. And I want you to feel your feet on the floor if you are, um, if you can. If not, just be with your body. Feel your body on the bed or on the couch. And take another deep breath and allow everything that is hidden in your subconscious mind, maybe a hidden agenda or whatever it is hidden in there, to be uncovered, to bring up the awareness that you need right now. And allow that to be in your conscious mind right now. Take another deep breath. And come back. Okay, so tell me, where are you and what's been happening? What did you discover? Everything. Let me know. Who wants to go first? Don't push it like this.
Well, I'm very behind, so
No
and I'm just saying I am exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Exactly. This is what I wanted to say. Don't push yourselves in the process. I know it's hard to face some of the things that we need. That's why, even though you are not live in these calls, watch the replay, see what's coming up for you, and tap. Maybe it will help just tap while you are listening, because it will bring up so much stuff and it will help you to release on the spot. Yeah, it's so easy to do that. When something is triggering you, just tap. You can tap on the collarbone, you can tap on all the points, but tapping, it's actually proven, scientifically proven, that is releasing the toxins in the body and fight or flight response. Because when we are triggered, we are in the fight or flight response, and we cannot absorb what we actually need to absorb, right? So, because I know for sure you will get triggered by, even by the bonuses, the things that I said in the bonus sections. I know it will bring some stuff like, I cannot put aside 10%, it's impossible for me, or what will I do with the money, what, all the stuff will come up, and these are blocking the manifestation, what we actually need to do with those money. Yeah.
You just triggered something in me, because I just had a sale and I had said for every sale, I'm going to donate 10%. But when it came time to donate that 10%, I was like, I really need to pay off my debt. That money needs to go towards paying down that debt, not giving it to the church or giving it to a charity that I desire, because I'm like, I have this mountain of debt over here. And then I'm like, so I donated some. I didn't donate the full 10% yet, but that's what I would desire to get to where it's just an automatic, where I'm not
Mm-hmm.
feeling like I have to hang on to that 10%, that I can just say, okay, here's this X number of dollars. I'm giving it freely and lovingly with all that I am, and trust that that debt will be paid off in due time. And yeah, I didn't give the full 10%. And at first I made myself wrong for not giving the full 10%. But then I thought I gave something, and I'm chipping at it. So
Yeah.
yeah. But I never thought about tapping on that when I was having those emotions of like, do I really give this 10% or save this 10%? You know, I am saving the 10% and then I'm
Yeah.
paying part to debt. So that felt good too. So, and I love seeing my little account grow.
Yes.
You know, I just started with $100 here and $100 there. And I'm like, oh, since August, now I have X. I'm like, yeah.
Yay.
So
This is
every
a
little
huge
bit
win. Yes.
compounds. Yeah.
Yes, this is a huge win. What I would recommend though, with giving, it's only 5%. Yeah. No matter the amount, is 5%. I don't know why. I usually in some of the programs I was taught to give 10. And then when I went to the Millionaire Mind Intensive, those people said only 5. And those people are millionaires. So when I listen to people who teach me about money, I want to listen to people who are already where I want to be, or people who walk their talk. Yeah, so 5%, I think it's a decent amount of money, of percentage actually, to give from your, and I think it feels good, because when you give money, even though you set in your mind, oh, I will give 10%, but when you actually have the money in your hands, it's like, I wouldn't give 10%. Right, because it's your money and you want to spend it the way you want to spend it, not to give it away. It's normal. It is something that we need to shift to, in order for us to let go, because if we have this fear of letting go of the money, it will be a fear of losing something. Yeah, and that fear of losing something is not good. It's not something that will help us along the way when we want to thrive. Yes, it's really good to give, when you give a certain amount of money, to be in alignment with that amount of money and to be grateful that you have those money to give to other associations, people, whatever. Yeah, we want to feel good when we spend money, when we receive money. Yes, even though it's something that um, sometimes it can trigger us, but if we tap and we can tap, if you find yourself in a store, in a supermarket or whatever, you can tap here, the near the nails. Yeah, you can tap here. Usually when I'm in a supermarket or a big store and I feel anxious about something, not necessarily about buying something, because sometimes I feel other people's energy, and if I feel it, I release it from my body, because I don't want to take that on, right? So I just tap, and at some point I will stop tapping, because my body will feel that way. I'm not conscious about the tapping that I'm doing. I'm just tapping and go through the store. And then the body will stop when the body needs to stop. Right. So and on the street, if someone is, you see something um, across the street and that is triggering for you, you can tap, because the thing that is happening there, if triggers something in you, is something that you need to let go and to release and to heal properly. Yeah, if we see something outside of ourselves and we get triggered, it is our responsibility to really tap that away, or use any other clearing and healing modality that is helping you. I use many, yet tapping is the most powerful when it comes to revealing stuff, when it comes to shifting and releasing the things that are coming up. Yeah, so I use tapping a lot, but not only tapping. And you saw, I don't know how many of you saw the replays of the calls, but I use SRT as well. I use ERT. I couldn't use it in this program. I use ERT, emotional release technique. This is a technique that is helping you release deep traumas, and it's Dana knows what I'm talking about. It's something that is helping you release deep traumas that are in the subconscious mind, stuck in there, and we can actually release stuff from our mother's womb. When I told Dana before, because we had a private session, but when I healed my foot, because if I would have listened to the doctors, I would have to stay with that boot on my foot until February 7th. So it's January 27th. It's and I walk on my feet since 3 days ago. So I had another 2 weeks when I had to wear that boot and the crutches so I can walk properly in the doctor's minds. And I honestly respect that, because they know what they know, but I use what I know in my personal life as well. So I took responsibility for whatever happened to create this thing at my foot. And when I went deep with the healing, I discovered that I had some wounds and traumas since I was in my mother's womb. I was in the first trimester, then in the second trimester, and then when I got out. Yeah, so sometimes we don't even realize how many things are we attached to because we felt in the mother's womb. And we need to release it and to let go so we can actually feel freer and happier. And after the next day, after I finished all the clearings and the healing, I could walk, but my body asked to walk. It wasn't my mind that said, oh, you can walk right now. No, it was something that my body desired to walk. So it's so easy to be in this space of everything is fine. I've seen people who are not living the life that they love, who don't have the money that they want, and they are living in this lie that they are telling themselves that everything is good, everything is great, my life is amazing. But when you ask that person and you stay with that person, things are not so perfect. And this is what I want you to not feel, because this is not only a program about growing financially, this is a program that makes you happy. Yeah, money without feeling good, what's the point in having the money if you don't feel good? Yeah, so for giving account, I would say go with 5%, and you can go between 5 and 10, not more than 10. Yeah, but when you give the money, you feel good about it. It's that feeling inside that I have money, and you are not even you don't even think about, oh, it will come another money to pay my debt. Debt is not there. You just feel good because you have those money to give. Yeah. So don't feel bad because you gave us an amount of money that was smaller than 10%. Because sometimes, you know, what is happening, we beat ourselves up because we said something like a project or something like you said, 10%, I will give 10%. Yeah, because it's coming from that egoistic place. Oh, I have money right now and I can give, you know. But when you sit down and you look, okay, so I have this money, yeah, I will put 5 to 10% to my debt account, yeah, because it's important for me. Why am I paying the debt? Because I want to feel good, right? Every time you think about the debt, you don't feel good. And when you pay the debt, you want to feel good. And every time you pay that debt, thank the money for being there. Thank the money, thank the debt, because that debt is there to show you something. Yes, and you will see in the module 3 already. You saw in the module 1 with when we went through the debt that it is something in there. Yeah, we have emotions, we have thoughts, we have traumas related to the debt account. And it's no shame in that. I don't want any of you to feel ashamed of that. I was in debt. When I started this journey, I was $30,000 in debt. Maybe for you, it's not a huge amount. For me, it was. It was huge. No income and $30,000 in debt is not good. And 2 kids.
When you say shame, I don't feel like there's shame around my debt. I feel like it's more when you ask that question, why am I paying the debt? The word, because that's what you're supposed to do. That's my responsibility. The word responsibility came in. And I think that's why I get so triggered around debt, because I feel like I'm doing what I was told to do. You borrow money, you pay it off. And in our society, there's so much debt that just gets wiped away.
Yeah.
I mean, here in America, the banks, when the real estate market crashed, all their debt just got wiped away and you can start over, clean slate, just slap your hand. And I think maybe it's anger. Oh, that was a great question. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I can feel it in my throat. I can feel it on the left side of my throat where it's like.
It is anger because when you said that the banks can erase all debt and it's a clean slate, a clean plate. Why couldn't you? Why they can and why can't you?
Oh, I can go file for bankruptcy today if I wanted to, and they would just wipe it all out and I'd start from scratch. But that's not the ethical. It's like somebody gave me that money and trusted me to pay it back. And they trusted me they had faith in me to pay that money back. So I feel like if I just went and filed for bankruptcy, then I would just be, I don't know. I've known a lot of people. I mean, corporations file for bankruptcy every other day, but I feel like people get, like the people who don't get paid because of someone not taking responsibility for their debt. Other people get, the word shafted, it keeps coming in my head.
I'm not saying to declare bankruptcy. What am I saying is that it is the anger around other people can do it and I can't. you know, is this fighting why
Yeah.
they can and I can't.
But see, I can, I'm just choosing not to. So I have to figure out why I'm angry at myself for not making that choice and being, it's like I'm making myself wrong for being the responsible person and doing what the right thing is, you know? Oh, this is good stuff. Thank you.
When I say to your, when I'm telling you, I have to be a good girl.
Mhm.
Yeah, because this is what is coming up when you said, I have to be responsible, I have to pay my debt. I choose not to because I want to be a good girl. What is coming up for you when I say I have to be a good girl?
That I'm making myself wrong for doing the right thing.
Okay.
I'm punishing myself for doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Why can't everybody else do the right thing? If I take responsibility for my actions, why can't everybody else take responsibility for their actions? Ownership. Why can't they take ownership of their own? Being a good girl and doing the right thing has led to misery.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's clear that. Okay, good. So what I want you to do, everybody, I want you to place your right hand under the breast and the left hand on top. Yeah. Okay, close your eyes, take a deep breath. And I want you to feel whatever it's coming up for you to feel when I say being a good girl and doing the right thing. Being the good girl and doing the right thing. Being a good girl and doing the right thing. Being a good girl and doing the right thing. Being a good girl and doing the right thing. Being a good girl and doing the right thing. Take a deep breath and release your hands position. How are you feeling? What came up?
No.
You want to go, Dana?
Shall I start?
Yeah.
First of all, it came pressure and inauthenticity, like being a good girl doesn't have much in common with who am I authentically, like to perform or to try to fit in some other people's um, ideas and demands and stuff.
Exactly. Being a good person is different than being a good girl, because being a good girl is in other people's opinions. Being a good girl is how others think you should be. Yeah, the way they raised you or the way they taught you. And being a good person is just being authentic with who you really are inside. What are your values? What are your things that you are really owning inside? Yeah,
And,
because
yeah.
tell me.
No, continue and then I will add.
Because when we live in this, I was a good girl. I was the perfect good girl. And that was like, oh my God. I was such a good girl and loyal too, most loyal than rebel. That when I realized that I was making more money than my father was making, and he was the person who was bringing more money into the house, my body was shocked. Like, I thought that my father will be so mad at me. And it's funny because at that time he was asking me he was asking me all the time, how much money are you making? What are you working? What are you doing? And things like that that were embarrassing me, because I couldn't tell him what I was doing. He couldn't understand what I was doing. And when I realized that, I was in shock, like literally in shock. And when I realized that I was in shock, luckily I had the tools to release that, because otherwise I could be in that unknowing feeling that, oh my God, I have to let go of this money, and I shouldn't make more money than my father made, right? So when I realized that I was in this fight or flight, actually I was in the freeze response, not in the fight or flight, right? I was in the freeze response because my body was shocked. I started to stay with myself, to feel, to tap. I don't know what other releasing techniques I've used, but what can I say is that I started to grow even more financially. And my father doesn't ask me anymore, what am I doing? It's so funny because after my divorce, my father told me, I wanted to get a job. My father is retired. So he said, I wanted to get a job to make more money so I can give it to you. And I was like, he was so sweet. And I was like, Dad, I'm okay. You don't have to worry about it. Yeah, but you're a single mom with 4 kids. And I was like, the good girl. And how can I help you? Because the parents want to help us because we are helpless. No, we are not helpless, especially us as adults, right? So he was trying to do something to help me financially. But honestly, if I would say to my father, how much am I making right now? I actually give my father some money from time to time. But he can't understand how can I make money and what am I doing, because I have this easy program that I follow, being with my kids and having my business running and helping people. He can't understand these concepts. And even though he's more open now to discussions, I still cannot, I don't know if he will understand what am I doing. We had a conversation related to that, but it was funny that being a good girl actually could make me let go of the money. Yeah, so we need to think about this. Where we are as good girls, and where aren't allowing ourselves to really be who we really are, and to really help the people that need our help. Because in each area, even you, Melissa, when you are selling a house, you are selling a house for a person who would love to stay in that house, right? This is the feeling that you get when you see that person. Oh my God, I love this house, right? That's why you are selling house. You are not selling house for the commission. You are selling the house for the emotion that that person has. And this is the thing that I feel inside when I see all of you like having that light coming up. Oh my God, that aha moment. It's like, ah! And then your life is changing on the spot. That's why. And with this, with being a good girl and doing the right thing, there's no such thing as a good girl. A good girl comparing to what? To your parents' expectations, right?
I would associate also good girl with a lot of anger and resentment. I had a lot, and it's so funny that yesterday, the other week was the other call with you and another lady, and I was okay. Now I'm curious who is gonna be in this call and who's gonna come up, because I'm still fresh after our private meeting and session, and I was curious. And then when Melissa said her stuff, I was thinking, I overcome this. I'm not as the other week. I'm not having that. And then I realized,
That,
oh my God, and then I realized, oh my God, I rejected so much my inner good girl after a while that I really didn't want to be a good girl. I hated this when somebody said the good girl or in my area or with a kid or something. I was like, "Ah." My good girl was so suffering. Yeah.
yeah.
So thank you,
I
Melissa,
love
for
that you just said that, Dana, because I just wrote that down, rejecting my inner good girl, because that's what, when we were describing it and going through that little meditative state, good girl to me was, you're a goody two shoes. You're the teacher's pet. Nobody wants to play with you because you're being too good, you know, and everybody else was being the rebel and getting in trouble, and
Mhm.
it's like you were alone and sad because you were doing the right thing. It's like,
I,
why would
I
you want to do the right thing if you're going to be alone and sad and be rejected? So
yeah.
thank you for saying that, because that totally solidified
And thank you also for
integrating, integrating that good girl in my heart. And it's okay, because I couldn't figure out, it's like good things would happen and then I would sabotage it. It's like, I was being a good girl. I was not, I didn't drink for like 6 weeks. I'm like, I was feeling on top of the world. And then it's like, people would ask me to go out and I would go out, and then I would, I would drink, which I didn't even want to drink, but I just did because I didn't
You
want to be
want
the
to
good girl.
fit in with their expectations.
Exactly. Like what you just said, other people's opinions. So
Yesterday I met
yeah,
with
this is so good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yesterday I met with an old friend, and she asked me, "Are you drinking a coffee?" And I was like, "No, I didn't drink coffee since January 1st. I don't know why. I don't even question that. It's just I don't drink coffee anymore. Period." And I wasn't even drinking coffee. I was drinking a cereal coffee. So it was just something natural, but I didn't feel to drink it. And I drank once and I felt my body like shaking. And I was like, no ways, no, I will not drink coffee anymore. Right. So if I wanted to fit in with her because we are friends, I would have said, oh, yeah, let's drink some coffee. Make sense? I wouldn't honor my body and myself in that process. And I'm so happy you brought that up, because I have an exercise that I want to do with the good girl and rejecting actually the good girl. So what I want you to do is close your eyes. You all know how to tap, right? Tell me, Dana.
Can I please add something before the exercise?
Yeah.
My sister was the rebel one since we were little, and after a while I realized I was thinking, oh, it's more fun to be the rebel one than the good girl who's all the time rejected for the good results and stuff, as Melissa said. And at one point, when I was maybe in high school or after high school, I switched the rebel stuff, and I really started to discover things that are different, that are new, that are cutting edge, that are and this is the good thing of being a rebel. And but I still reject the good girl. I mean, I like being a rebel, but in the same time I want to be who I am, not to be in a to have an etiquette, a label in one way or another.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Great.
thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. Good. So, Anna, welcome. We are doing an exercise where we reject that good girl inside ourselves. Yes. And I know that everybody has it. And the good boy, even though you are a man, you can do this exercise. Just picture that little boy inside and that little girl inside that is good and wants to fit in and is rejected and all the stuff. Yeah. So close your eyes and take a breath. And I want you to feel your feet on the floor and to connect with that little girl or boy. That part of you that you reject. Yeah? And connect with that part of you that you reject. And let's do some tapping. You can keep your eyes closed or open them to see the tapping points, but I would rather have, I want you to have it closed so you can actually feel that. Yes? So let's tap and repeat out loud after me. Oh, I so reject this girl. I don't even want to see her. No way. I'm sick and tired of seeing this good girl all the time. I reject this little girl. She's always alone, sad and rejected. And I want to fit in. I want to be with people. I want to be happy. So reject this good girl. Doing what parents want to do. Being what teachers want to be. The good girl is always rejected. And I want to be accepted. I want to fit in. But wait, that is a good girl as well. Because actually, I want to be who I really am. And even though I rejected this little girl for so many years, thinking that she was the problem, I allow myself right now to make peace with this little girl. To hug this little girl. To give love to this little girl. Who was taught by parents and teachers to be the way they wanted her to be. And that doesn't mean she was a good girl. That means she was a good girl in their expectations. And I allow myself to be a good person now. And maybe it's a new road, a new path. But I am willing to go on this path. To discover who I really am and what I really want. To make my own rules. To have friends. To be happy. To be accepted as who I really am. Yes, this is what I want right now. And I allow myself to be it. In mind, body, and spirit. Stop tapping and take a breath. Shake your body if you want. Feels good. How are you feeling after the tapping? And I would go back and see the recording when it's up in the membership area, because we did another exercise where we healed the being a good girl and doing the right thing. Yeah, because being a good girl and doing the right thing is according to other people's opinions, and not necessarily our inner guidance. Yeah. Okay, who wants to share what came up and how are you feeling after the tapping? Yawning is good. I love that.
I started actually yawning from the first minute of the session.
I saw that.
And we even had the private session and I didn't yawn at all. I mean, and then I started feeling very sleepy and yawning, and I was okay. What's happening now?
Well,
Yeah.
sometimes, especially when we do deep inner healing, the yawning comes after, but it's good. Yawning, crying, releasing, it's good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I was for me it came up that my sister, when we shift roles, and she became from rebel to the good girl now, who is fulfilling our parents' expectations in a very good way, even in a very good way. Very recently, I had a fight with her and told her that you are such a good girl that you annoy me. you really piss me off.
Yeah, because you actually rejecting your inner good girl. You were rejecting your sister, but that was something that was triggering inside of you.
And I realize that now.
Yay, great.
Yeah, and by you just saying that about your sister totally made me realize why I was always the good girl and my sister was always the rebel. And I was jealous of her being the rebel because she did what she was doing what she wanted to do. She was being authentic. And here I was living in that perfectionism world. Yeah. So that exercise, the tapping, totally integrated the good girl and the rebel. And
Rebel
it's like
is not good. Rebel is not good. Rebel is going against. So it's not good. It's not a good energy. Balance is a good energy. That's why
maybe I'm using the wrong word. The authentic self.
Exactly.
The authentic self.
Yes. Yeah. So you don't want to be in the rebel mode, because then you are going, I will never be like you. I hate you. I don't want to be like you. Yeah. So
okay, I got
good energy.
No, I meant integrating the good girl into my authentic self and coming to center. And I could just feel, I mean, well, I didn't feel, it happened, like tears, like healing tears, just the release was beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, because when we reject that parts of ourselves, we actually reject ourselves. Yeah, so it's not, even though we reject it, we actually behave like that when we meet a parent or a teacher or a friend, even, because we modulate the same energy in every single relationship that we have, even with money. Sometimes we go into different aspects of lives, yeah, like being a good girl. And this came from paying the debt, right? So the good girl came from paying a debt. Yeah, you behave like a good girl. And what I'm saying with the debt, don't feel ashamed about it. Don't feel angry about it. If you feel like that, tap. Everything that is coming up around that, what you want to feel, yes, Melissa, what you said, feeling responsible. but not that heaviness of responsibility. Is I choose to pay this debt because this is honoring me and who I really am, right? Not because I was taught this way, not because I have to do it, not because all the stuff that are coming up. And then you will pay the debt so much easier and faster because you choose to. And when you spend only, and you choose to pay the debt with only 10% of your income or 5%, it's up to you what you feel that you can give those money. But when you give those money, you know for sure, and you give it with so much love and gratitude for the debt that you had. I actually, when I paid my debt, I even have it in my phone, in my accounts that I'm using. Is let me see it so I can give it to you the right way. Where is it? Pay past expenditures. Yes, because if you think about it, a debt is something that you collected from the past. It's a certain amount of money that you took from a person or a bank in the past. You needed those money. It is an expenditure that you had, right? So when you choose to pay that, it's actually honoring you for keeping the word that you gave to that person. It's not because your mother taught you to pay your debts. That is not because your father told you, or you saw your father paying the debt and starving because they paid the debt with all the money in the house. Yeah, that's why we need to create balance in managing our money, releasing and healing everything that is coming up with every single money category, so we can be in balance and we can really thrive. Yeah, because when you pay the debt and you feel good about it, what is happening? Miracles, right? You are not even aware where the money can come from, because money loves joy. And when you are feeling joyful to pay your debt, yes, there's an infinite ways that money can come to you. But when we are like, oh my God, I have to pay this debt. Oh, I cannot buy those shoes because I have to pay the debt. No, you can afford to buy the shoes because you can afford to pay your debt as well. Well, I'm not talking about $2,000 shoes. I'm talking about a pair of shoes that you can afford, and it's great for you to have it. It brings you joy. And this is another aspect. When you buy something for you, it better bring you joy. Every time you buy something, like, make it a joyful moment for you. Like, I want this, I buy this because it makes me like sparkle inside, not because I need to. We are taught to, I don't know about you, but I was taught like this: buy something if you need to. And that's not a great energy, because you are always in this I need to buy this because I need it, like a pair of shoes. And to have just one pair of shoes, well, I have multiple now. Yeah, so, but when I bought those shoes was from a place of, I want to have this, and this pair of shoes works best with that dress that I bought, and this is making me like when I go on street or when I'm walking in the house, I'm like, who's the diva, who's the queen? I bought an amazing dress for, well, the New Year's Eve 2 years ago, because this year was like in the house. I felt like a queen in that dress, and it was a huge event that we went, and I felt like a queen. I was so appreciated by everyone, but I didn't care those words. I cared that every single time I was looking at myself in mirrors, I was like, oh my God, I feel so good. And when I bought that dress, I knew I would feel like that. When I put the dress on me to see if it fits me, it was like perfect match. And this is what I want you to do every time you buy something, even though I don't know, it's a butter. I don't care. Whatever it is, make it as a joyful, pleasant moment, not just I need to buy this. Yeah.
I did that with some pillows for my couch a couple of days ago. I saw them in the store and I was like, I'm buying those. I love that color. I've never seen that color before. And now every time I look at my couch, it just brings me so much joy because
Exactly.
I'm like, I just love this color.
See? You didn't need those pillows. I mean, your couch didn't say, I need some pillows, Melissa. But it's the thing that is bringing you joy every time you see the couch with the pillows. See, and you can feel good in your own home. You don't have to feel good meeting with other people telling you, oh, Melissa, you are so great. Sometimes I cherish more the moments when I'm with myself because I get to feel what I'm feeling inside. And it's funny because in the past, I would rather be in places with lots of people who are telling me, oh my God, Cornelia, you are so great. You are amazing. But then when I shifted that and I went inside, I realized that I get to be happy, I get to be angry, I get to be upset, I get to be in grief. But I allow myself to feel these feelings, and not just to feel it, but tap it away or do another releasing technique so I can feel free again. Yes, because every time we let go of a layer in our energy system, another one brought up. Yeah, so it is like a never-ending cycle, but actually we are growing. You are not the same person you were 2 months ago. Not at all. Anna was here every single session. She can confirm that. Yes, you are not at the same level you were 2 months ago. Every single time you go through the modules, every single time you come to the Q&A, you are a different person. I am a different person. Yes, because my mind, every time you are saying something, my mind is like, yeah, let's put that. Let's add that. Let's do that. It challenged me to be a better coach and healer for you. It would be like so boring to be alone here. To not have you in this call. So I actually love being with you here because I can honestly pull up whatever, because you wouldn't think about tapping to voice the anger for the little girl. You would be only with the consciousness that, oh, I was angry at my good girl. And guess what? If we wouldn't tap on that, and I would highly recommend every time you feel yourself angry of being a good girl, tap. F you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to be here. I don't want that. I don't want that. Yes, because you want to be at peace with that little girl. Because being a good girl the whole life, it's a little harder not to be a good girl anymore, right? And you need to create that balance inside. I'm not saying it will happen, but if it does, tap through it and voice out loud, I hate you, little girl. I hate you, good girl. I want to be a rebel. I want to be that. I want to be that. Right? Or you can do that when you see a woman or a man who is successful and she or he is behaving in ways that you wouldn't behave. Oh, that is triggering. That is so triggering to see someone that is at a certain level financially and you want to be there, but you see this person behaving like that and you're like, oh, I will never be like that. You can tap. If you, I won't be like that. That is rebellious part.
That happened to me this morning. I was like, if that's how you get all that money, I don't want to be like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
can
wow.
tap that.
Thank
I
you.
don't want to be like that. I hate being like that. I don't want to be like that. Yeah. It is a powerful exercise to do because guess what? You're blocking your wealth by thinking that you have to be like that person when you get to that level financially. No.
No.
No. Even no.
Yeah, Michael said no. He's so cute. I love him.
You want to be who you are at that amount of money financially, and you will get to be there, but you will stop that thinking that you don't want to be at that level financially because you will be like that person. Actually, money, and this is what I've heard over and over, money makes you more than what you are right now. It doesn't make you less or more. It doesn't make you different, actually, not less of or more. It makes you the same person that you are right now with more money, period. Money will not make you a whore, will not make you a bad person, will not make you, yes, taking care of your money management will make you a bad person in other people's eyes, because maybe you will not help them financially. That is their opinion. But if you want to help them, you get to choose to help them. It's not because you have to be good when you achieve a certain amount of a certain level financially. Yeah. Money will make more of what you are right now. If you are a shitty person, will make you a shitty person with more money. If you are a good person, will make you a good person with money. That's it. Is not making it will not make you a different person than you are. Yes, you will grow in a great mindset, because honestly, I didn't see people who are wealthy having a poor mindset and a poor energy. So that's why in this program I challenge you to reveal stuff from the subconscious mind and trigger in you some stuff, because that with the good girl trigger you. Yeah. And that's why I heal. So we trigger, we uncover things, we heal, and we get to be these amazing people in the world who can serve other people. Yeah. Dana, you raised your hand.
Yeah. I wanted to add that I think that, and also ask for your opinion. I'll tell you what I'm noticing. Um, most people are all their lives only good girls or good boys, and others are only rebels, maybe. In my case and my sister's case, we switched. We were in a certain way until around 18 years old, in the high school around. And then in a few years, we started to switch. And probably this is why we reject so much each other, because she rejects in me her rebel side, and I reject in her good girl side. And our relationship has been very challenging the last years. And I think that also this model, this energy is also in a much bigger level, society level, I mean, between because the authorities are like the parents, and this pandemic situation is like the good girls and the good boys against the rebel ones, and this is why they are so much fighting. I think this is like a projection of this dynamic. What do you think?
You will see in module 2 that I talk about this, and it actually we have both energies until we get to be in centered, right? So we have both, because you behave in a loyal way with some people and some situations, and with in a rebel way with others. Yeah, so that's why I don't agree to being either loyal or rebel, just to be centered and to be aligned with who you really are. Yeah, so the thing that we are doing here is not to say, oh, the rebel is great, let's be the rebels. Fuck the loyals, we don't want to be the loyals. Yeah, so it's not about being it's not about being loyal or rebel, it's about honoring the loyal and rebel energy, because this came from the childhood when we are taught to be that way, and become in balance with who we really are. Yes, because honestly, I'm not agreeing or disagreeing everything with my father, which I was a loyal and rebel. So I was a loyal my childhood, and then I became rebel in my teenager stage, right? So, but now, because I got to work with myself and I am in balance, I can honestly talk to my father stuff that I wouldn't talk in the past. And even though he disagrees, I'm okay with that. It is his opinion. It doesn't trigger me anymore. And at some point I realized that because I'm not triggered of his reaction, he's just aware. The next time we talk, he's saying to me, you were right about that thing that we were talking the last time. My father never told anyone in the house that person is right. Never. Never. It was like, no, I'm right. And now at 73 years old, he's telling me that I'm right. And it's not, Mami, it's not about me being right. It's the fact that I get to have a powerful conversation with my father, right? Without trying to be the good girl, without trying to be against him and to prove to him something. It's just the fact that I get to be who I really am in his presence. And this is for me huge, because I couldn't be who I really am in front of him. Because he's this solid man. Even now, when he's old, he's this solid man. And only by looking at him, it can bring some terror inside. But now I get to be like equal. And even when he crossed the line, I told him, if you don't respect me, I will not respect you. I demand respect. You are my father, but respect me if you want me to respect you. For me to have this kind of conversation with my dad without yelling, without crying, without a tantrum was huge. Huge. And he received it. He didn't like it at first, but he received it. It was like, the next days he understood that in order for me to really keep this respect for him, he needs to respect me as well, because I'm a human being, not because I'm his daughter, not because I'm whatever I am in his world. Yes, because I'm a human being, and I didn't ask for much. I just asked for respect. You know, like I didn't say love me more or give me money or no. It's just something so basic, respect. And this is what we are going to do in the sixth module in the toxic money. We will go deep to really create boundaries, and this will shift gears for so many of you. You will see that. But for now, just go through each module like this is it. This is where I am right now. I just want to reveal, uncover whatever it's inside. Don't skip any step. Even though you don't have debt, go through the debt as well. You will discover stuff. I'm sure about that. Yes? Any other question? I answer your question, Dana?
Yes, and also about the projection in society level, at the society level, I think it's what you said about not accepting some part of us and being as we worked before. The relationship with this part of us that is seen in the exterior and in other people, and we project our anger towards ourselves to them, towards them. And I think this is why we fight the two tabere, how do you say this? The two main parts in the pandemic, the two parts that they fight, and yeah. I think
you need to be in balance with yourself and with your values. You don't have to be I mean, when you find yourself angry, and this is a huge exercise that you can do, I will add this as a bonus because this is huge, the anger exercise. When you find yourself angry for many days and you cannot release it with anything, EFT, EART, ESRT, whatever, this is a huge and great exercise. So you take yourself alone. You want to be alone in the house. It would be better. And what I wanted to do is to grab a towel, or you can have a bat and you keep it in your hands, and you can take a pillow or the bed or whatever. You can do this outside as well. When I was traveling, I was doing it in the woods, like way far away, so I cannot be heard. And for 7 minutes, so you put your timer for you set your timer for 7 minutes. For 7 minutes, you start to rant. So you give with that towel. You can switch the towel so it can be hard, yeah. And you grab the towel or the two pieces so it can be something hard, and you, yeah, fuck you, I hate you, I don't want to see you, and you vomit everything that is inside for 7 days, 7 minutes, 7 days, every single day. And you'll get so like, I don't have time for that right now. that is the time to do it. Like, no, I cannot do it today. No, that is the best time to do it, because that is when the anger is here, is not even here, is here, and you need to let go. With this exercise, I found it that it is so amazing to release anger. Anger is the most, because when we feel angry, something is not fair. And when something is not fair, oh my God. No tapping, no SRT, no ERT, no Sedona method will stop us from ranting that person over and over. Instead of saying those things to yourself or other people, do this exercise, rant about that stuff, and you'll feel and see how the energy is shifting and moving through your body. After that, you will cry for sure. After that, you can do some tapping just to settle the energy, and everything is okay. Yeah, but doing this exercise 7 days for 7 minutes, if you cannot do it, I know people who cannot do it 7 minutes straight because they are sick or whatever. If you cannot do it 7 minutes, but don't lie to yourself, like be honest to yourself. Yes, if you honestly cannot do it, start with 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It doesn't matter. The important thing is just to get out that anger from your energy system. It doesn't serve you. It will not help you. Yes, and you'll feel the freedom in your body, how it feels. Yeah, the loudest, the better. If you are loud and angry, it's best. You don't do this exercise. Oh, I hate you. No, you want to feel the anger so you can release it. This is an amazing exercise to do. And when you do it like this consistently for 7 days, it will release a huge amount of anger. You don't even think about what you can release. It will bring up stuff that happened like 20 years ago. It doesn't matter. Just go with it. Yes, go with it, and you will see how you shift and transform and how you will feel. It will shift so much inside. Yeah. Anger usually is something that you cannot, unfortunately, we cannot let go with other. It can be if you are doing the letter exercise where you are writing down and ranting on the paper, and then you tap and saying the reading the letter out loud. This is another thing. Yet it will bring up so much sadness, and you will see that underneath the anger is actually sadness, because the unfairness is sadness, and that sadness, you can tap it away. You can say, that is not fair. Why did they do that? Why? What I was doing wrong? I was such a good girl, right? So you need to when you come to the sadness, you actually feel compassionate, and that is an amazing energy to tap away, and you can bring that peacefulness in your heart. Yeah, this is another exercise from the heart chakra, but you're welcome. Yeah, it will help you release so much. Yes, guys, we are over an hour, so way above an hour. Thank you so much for staying here, for being here. You are all amazing. And
This was amazing. Thank you.
you're welcome, Melissa. And I want you to add in your calendar to do the videos, even though you are doing one a day. They're short videos. You can do it. Don't procrastinate. Don't say you will do it later, because later you'll be so tired that you will not do it. And what I wanted to do is not to feel guilty that you didn't do all the modules. It's not about guilt here. And sometimes you will feel not to do it. That's okay. Make peace with yourself and do it the next day or the next day. It doesn't matter, but keep the pace that you want to. Because the more you are going to uncover and release, it will help you. And don't skip the tapping. It's really important. I mean, don't do the exercises. Don't uncover and discover and reveal everything that is in your subconscious mind and say, I will do it later, because that will linger in your head, in your mind, in your energy system, and it will bring up so much stuff like, yeah. So every time you are discovering something, tap. Tap, tap, tap. It will help you release and let go, and it will help you shift. Yes? Awesome. Anna, are you okay? No?
No, I'm anything but joyful or anything today, but
That's
anyway.
okay. You don't have to be joyful.
Yeah. Yeah, I found that. I found that. I find that out. I found that out that it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah, just allow
Thank you for
yourself.
asking. Yeah.
No, I feel your energy is like, "Ugh."
Yes, it is.
Can I help you with something? It's something that you need to release, let go, or just to be in that state.
No, it's okay. Thank you.
Good. Then allow yourself to be like this for an hour, 2 hours, or whatever you feel.
I don't have time. I have things to do, so
You have time. Allow yourself even 5 minutes to be in that state. Yeah, because if you push down that state and you have to be joyful, guess what will happen? At some point it will bring up so much. Allow yourself to feel at least 5 minutes on the timer. Put the timer. I will feel like this for 5 minutes.
Dorm, da.
You deserve to feel like that if you
okay,
want
I'll
to.
try. I'll try to give myself 5 minutes for feeling like this.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank
And let me
Thank
know
you.
if I can help you with anything.
you very
You're
much.
welcome. Și punem pa? Punem bai.
you.
Vino cu aceștia, bata bate.
Frumosule. Pa.
Bye, loves. I will see you next week.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Închide.